Moves by Norway, France and the EU to curb or eliminate the use of palm oil in biofuel is a big worry for Malaysia, where the crop sustains some 650,000 smallholders and earns the country billions of dollars a year. Malaysia and Indonesia produce 90% of the world's palm oil. Half of their exports to Europe end up in biofuel. By year end, Malaysia aims for all smallholders to also be certified as sustainable under a new certification program. But it seems unlikely it will be enough to nip in the bud the European anti-palm oil momentum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group Skyscraper. I would like to share with you guys about the study of SDG of Agenda 2030 on FELDA. So, this is the agenda of our presentation. First of all, in the part of the introduction, we will briefly explain about the SDG. Then, we will deeply explain the case analysis and make an analysis of the case based on pastel analysis and also SWOT analysis and formulate alternative using TOS analysis. Then, we make a recommendation to FELDA in improving the issue. Firstly, I would like to share what is SDG. The SDG, which also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet and ensure that by 2030 all people enjoy peace and prosperity. There are 70 SDGs that are integrated, which recognize that action in one area will affect outcomes in others and that development must balance social, economic and environmental sustainability. Why SDG is important to organization? Firstly, it is because 2030 agenda for SDG provides a global blueprint for dignity, peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and in the future. The SDG also promotes a long-term approach in addressing global challenges and see how civil society, the private sector and governments are translating this shared vision into national development plans and strategies. Moreover, the objective of this presentation is to figure out the importance of incorporating sustainability in decision-making, management accounting and strategy development of FELDA and also to understand the issue pertaining to SDG that faced by FELDA. We move on to the case analysis. Firstly, we should know about the background of the organization of FELDA, which is the Malaysian government agency that converted FELDA into a statutory body in 1996, granting it financial autonomy. FELDA was established on the 1st of July 1956 when the Land Development Act came into the force. In 1961, FELDA first oil palm settlement opened with 3.75 square kilometers of land. Oil palm gradually became the main cash crop within FELDA colonies and approximately 76% of the land under FELDA program is devoted to oil palms. The objective of the development of land and relocation is to eradicate poverty through the cultivation of oil palm and rubber. The FELDA function is to carry out projects of land development and agriculture activities, industrial and commercial social economy. FELDA also launched a number of private corporate entities primarily to ensure the complete value chain of its core activities. Among the largest are FELDA Holding Berhad, FELDA Plantation Sedia Berhad and FELDA Global Ventures. To ensure the increase of income of settlers, Koperasi Permodalan FELDA KPF was established, which was initially involved with FELDA Holding. FELDA basically operates all over Malaysia except Sarawak and over 30,000 settlers' families were resettled in FELDA colonies throughout Malaysia. Before continuing to the main topic, we should know the protagonist of FELDA, which is Datuk Seri Idris bin Jusuf. He has appointed as chairman of the FELDA as well as the agency's board of director effective on 1st May 2020, which also replaced the position of Tan Sri Muhammad Beki Saleh, who had resigned as FELDA chairman and also a member of its board of director. For the record, Idris previously held various posts including as Higher Education Minister from July 2015 to May 2018 and Education Minister 2 from May 16, 2013. Apart from being the Menteri Besar Terengganu from 2004 to 2008, MARA Chairman as well as Deputy Entrepreneur Minister from 1995 to 1999. His responsibilities in FELDA is to measure and improve the performance of the organisation and ensure effective implementation of the organisation's sustainability initiative and programs. Next, move to the selected SDG of FELDA from SDG 2030. Among 70 SDG, there is about 9 SDG that has been practiced by FELDA, including goals number 2, zero hunger, Goals number 3, good health and well-being. 4, quality education. Goals number 7, affordable and clean energy. Goals number 8, decent work and economic growth. 9, industry innovation and infrastructure. Goals number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Goals 12, responsible consumption and production. However, FELDA main focus is goal number 1, which is no poverty. FELDA continues to carry major role by providing adequate and modern facilities on the schemes, ensuring the next generation of explorers educated to enhance the socio-economic and quality of life, and ensuring the schemes can generate various economic activities as well as bridging the gap between urban and small urban areas. The objective is to make sure that poverty can be eradicated. FELDA has introduced many programs in achieving this goal, which has granted 10 hectares of land of each families and settlers, introduced Bazar Wakaf FELDA to settlers, introduced the initiative of Ladang Lestari 2523 to increase the income of settlers by 2023 and others. However, there are also SDG that FELDA not be achieved. Include Goals 13, climate actions. This is because due to the global warming issues. Goals 14, life below water, which is because of river pollution issues. And also Goals 15, life on land, due to the deforestation issues. Moving to the next part, which is on the issue regarding the sustainability that incorporate in FELDA. In December 2018, the European Union revised the Renewable Energy Directive RED, also called as RED2, which bans the use of palm oil. The EU decided to use sunflower oil as an alternate biofuel which is produced in Europe, which starting the reason for the ban of palm oil is that it contributes to extensive deforestation in Indonesia and also Malaysia. The banning of palm oil used in the EU has ruined the livelihoods of smallholder farmers in Indonesia and also Malaysia, as they make up the biggest numbers of exporters to the European market. Almost 85% of the palm oil in Europe is from these two Asian member states. In addition, this ban also has affected the Malaysian palm oil industry, and this gives huge impact towards the reputations and trust issues among consumers towards FELDA. With all the issues concerns, we have concluded that the major problem regarding sustainability, which is how FELDA responds towards the ban on Asian palm oil in relation to the SDG 13, which is climate actions, and improve the trust towards the palm oil industry as well as the organization's reputations. So, for the data collection process, we have adopted qualitative data collection methods, which all the information is based on our observations via FELDA websites, videos and news, and we also have conducted virtual interview with one of the representative from FELDA, which is the head of strategy investment. We have gained so many informations pertaining to the SDG 2030 that incorporated in FELDA. Lastly, we also provide questionnaires to have feedback about our suggestion.
There are a few methods being used in analyzing the situation. First and foremost is pastel analysis. This analysis can be used as a framework to analyze and monitor the organization surrounding overall. There are 6 factors in pastel analysis, which each of these factors will give an impact to the organization. Firstly is political. As FELDA is one of the government agencies, hence any changes in government system will definitely affect the organization as a whole. Other than that, the political intervention will also influence the organization. Based on the research and interview that we have done, government agencies are bound with politics. For example, if there is a politician that has abused his or her power and tried to manipulate the organization, as a result, the organization cannot really make their own decision in giving their best to serve the society and public because they are bound with politics. Next is economics. Malaysia is the world's largest exporter and the second largest producer of crude palm oil after Indonesia. The Malaysian palm oil industry remains one of the strongest sectors in helping to maintain the country's economic sustainability. In 2020, palm oil constituted nearly 38% of the value of Malaysia's agriculture output and contribute 3% to its gross domestic product. Therefore, if there is decrease in palm oil price, will definitely affect the economic performance of Malaysia, which obviously it will give impacts to FELDA itself. We move to social factors. As we know, FELDA is the first government agency which was established to eradicate the poverty among the landless people. Hence, it has been proven that with the various initiatives that has been taken by FELDA, it has resulted to eradicate the poverty among the settlers and has improved their life. FELDA also has contributed towards improving the settlers' well-being by ensuring that they achieve a higher standard of living in a well-organized and conducive manner. Technology. As nowadays, most of the companies are moving towards Industrial Revolution or IR 4.0. Therefore, FELDA also takes initiative to involve in technological innovation which resulted in producing the bioelectric and biofuel. FELDA also involved in producing biodiesel as an alternative substitute for fossil fuel used in vehicle engines. Environment. The main activities of FELDA, which is through the cultivation of palm oil, has raised some issues regarding the environment, which are some people argue that the cultivation of palm oil has contributed to environmental damage with the argument that FELDA damaged the forest. For example, FELDA need to do deforestation to cultivate the palm oil, which will result to climate exchange such as global warming. Due to this also, EU has banned palm oil from Malaysia, saying that Malaysia palm oil is not environmentally friendly and worried about the rapid rate of deforestation in palm oil producing in Malaysia. People also question about the endangered animals' habitat due to the deforestation activity. The last one is legal. The Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil MSPO standard has been made mandatory by the end of 2019. The MSPO standard is aligned the management of palm oil production with many existing national laws and regulations. Hence, to comply with this rule, by 2020, FELDA has achieved 100% of MSPO certification. Next, we move to SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a framework used to evaluate a company's competitive position and to develop strategic planning. SWOT analysis assess internal and external factors as well as current and future potential. We will start with strength. The strength of FELDA is it is one of the world's largest plantation statutory body as it is the second largest producer of crude palm oil after Indonesia. It has a large-scale and integrated palm oil operation and also it is having a strong brand recognition. It has around 120,000 settlers that operate all around Malaysia except Sarawak, which this will significantly increase the production of palm oil. FELDA also has a good SDG implementation where this organization was able to achieve their main objective, which is SDG 1 to eradicate poverty, and indirectly it resulted in achieving others SDG as mentioned in the previous. Next is weakness. Every organization has their own weakness. Among the weakness of FELDA are there are higher chances to an organization structure or even cost inefficiency due to more than 20,000 employees. There is also a possibility to involve in political scandal as the organization is bound with politics which will result in lack of good governance. The organization performance also being affected by European Union that ban on Malaysian palm oil. On top of that, there are many opportunities open for FELDA, which are the opportunity to involve in technological innovation in producing bioelectric and biofuel by using the palm oil. The organization also can expand their customer base and can boost up the usage of palm oil, where nowadays palm oil not only being used as in food such as cooking, margarine, but also being used in consumer products such as cosmetic, detergent, candles, and recently it has been used in producing energy. FELDA also grows through their company which is FGV Holdings Berhad, where FGV is one of the world's largest producer of crude palm oil, accounting for about 15% of Malaysia's total annual production of CPO. FGV operate in 9 countries across Asia, Middle East, North America, and Europe. Due to this, it can increase the exports of palm oil. Apart from that, there are few tracks of FELDA which are rules and regulation of the government where FELDA need to follow all the rules available in producing the palm oil and also in exporting their products. In addition, the expansion in Indonesia could limit the organization's future long-term growth due to the certain risks such as currency and political risk. Market instability and the ban from selling products to US becoming threat to FELDA, which will affect the performance of the organization. In order to arrive the alternative, we will use this analysis. For the strengthened opportunity strategy, which we use strength 1 and strength 2, which is FELDA is one of the world's largest plantation statutory body and it has large scale and integrated palm oil operation to grab opportunities 2 and opportunities 4, which are to expand consumer base and can increase the exports of palm oil to create alternative as FELDA can improve the method of palm oil production. For the weakness and opportunity strategy, which we make use of opportunity 2, which is expand the consumer base to overcome weakness 4, which is the company is affected with the EU ban on palm oil to come out with alternative for Felda to have a strategic alliance with palm oil company in Indonesia to change the world perspective of palm oil. For strength and threat strategy, which we eliminate external threat 1 and threat 4, which are rules and regulation of the government and ban from selling product to US with strength 1 and strength 2, is we suggest for Felda to strengthen the certificate of MSPO, where we believe that this alternative will give Felda a better execution for operation and management. Lastly, for witness threat strategy, we overcome witness 4 to counter external threat 4 and come out with the alternative for Felda to introduce campaign in order to promote the use and benefits of palm oil to the consumer in order to increase the palm oil usage.
We come to the part of suggestion for improvement. We have suggested few alternatives for Felda to cope and mitigate the problem and bring back the trust of the consumer towards palm oil, as well as improve their organizations or industry reputations. Firstly, we propose to Felda is to improve the production method. Growers must be more accountable for their good agricultural practices all along the production value chain. In doing so, all the three principles of sustainable production, which is people, planet and profit, must be enshrined in any production system for it to be acceptable as sustainable. This will keep Felda or palm oil industry itself sustainable and help the stability of climate action. The logic behind this is that all palm grows in humid tropical condition and has the extraordinary advantages of being able to produce 5 to 8 times more than oil per hectare than other vegetable oils. This will keep palm oil industry sustainable and help the stability to climate action. This means palm oil actually one of the solutions to prevent future deforestations because it is much more efficient and productive in land use. It is very important to improve the production method of palm oil plantation so that the production rates are stable without increasing in risk of deforestation. Secondly, in 2019, Malaysia have made decisions on Malaysia's sustainable palm oil mandatory. However, our suggestion for Felda is to strengthen the certificate of Malaysia's sustainable palm oil. Publications of scientific documents must continue to substantiate all the claims made, but more importantly, each claim must be mirrored with a continuous communicated in a language easily understood by the layman. So this will create better executions of operations and management for Felda. With MSPO in place, this is now taking shape at a rapid rate. The next challenge is for MSPO to obtain international recognition similar to RSPO or ISCC. By strengthening the MSPO certificates, this will help Felda to combat the issues and claims made by the EU and regain back the confidence of public, especially European countries, regarding the palm oil. Other than that, the boycott campaign has huge impact not only to Malaysia but also Indonesia. It is undeniable that Indonesia is one of the largest palm oil producers after Malaysia. In order to reject all the claims made by the European Union, we suggested that Malaysia to form a strategic alliance with Indonesia so that both countries can combine their resources such as scientific documents, evidence, worker skills and evidence on how the sustainability issues is incorporated in their company and such. By having alliance with Indonesia, we believe that this will change the world perspective over palm oils. Lastly, we recommended to Felda to actively help campaign to promote the use of palm oil. We need to improve our strategies for a more effective communication campaign to educate the consumers on the uses and health benefits of palm oil. All marketing and promotional activities on palm oil must be strategically coordinated with everyone, portraying the same narrative on the sustainability as well as its benefit. When consumer has awareness on the benefits of palm oil and have ideas how palm oil will help the environment, this will increase the palm oil exports and also usage, and at the same time will increase the growth of the Felda and also palm oil industry. Also, we have adopted sustainability balance scorecard with KPIs as the accounting techniques to help us to understand better on the issues and help the organizations to solve the problem. So why we use sustainability balance scorecard with KPIs? There's few importance in this. The first is it is a tools to identify, evaluate and manage social and environmental risk, and also it will allow us to make comparison and put the benchmarking of performance. The benefits of using the balance scorecard with KPIs is that it will help us to show how the environmental and social external costs can decline over time, and highlights the social and environment at risk, and also identify which stakeholders relationship presents sustainability risk and benefit. So there are few steps in developing sustainable balance scorecard. The first is we will define the missions and visions on what we want to achieve for Felda, and also we will define it in five perspective, which is learning, customer, financial, environment, and also internal process. And also we will define the strategic priorities and also we will define the sustainable development goals, as well as the rationale of choosing the goals, and also create strategy map.
Balance scorecard has the ability to integrate all the mentioned aspects into the general management system, so we believe that a sustainability balance scorecard can be adopted by Felda to enhance the executions of existing strategies. Thus, this will allow the company to have a clear visions for Felda on their strategy to solve the issues of climate action. Firstly, we define our strategy as the growth strategy, where our goals is we want to improve the confidence towards Felda. In the first column is financial perspective. Our key performance indicator is that growth value of the Felda and improve organization's reputation, which these two will lead Felda to improve operating efficiency in achieving SDG 13, which is climate action. Next column is consumer. The key performance indicator that we put here is that consumer retention. When consumer of palm oil aware about how palm oil actually helps in preventing deforestation and benefit to their health, it will increase the user of palm oil, as well as increase the export of goods and usage to consumer. Next is environment. Environment is one of the important perspectives that must be in place, since it will help further in achieving eliminate the issue. The KPI that we want to achieve here is to eliminate the deforestation issue and embedded sustainability issue in every decision making. For the KPI from internal process perspective, Felda should be able to increase their labor productivity, minimize the sustainability problem, and strengthen the production standard through the KPI in learning and growth perspective. This is internal, so it's very important for employee to learn and growth in the company. Felda need to support the growth of their employee in terms of grower skills and competency must be increased, give motivation to the workforce, implement business process that in line to the SDG Initiative 13, and Felda must be able to access to scientific research. Therefore, we are strongly believe that better strategy will lead to better performance of Felda in handling the palm oil productions and continue to achieve SDG 13.
In conclusion, Felda's contribution towards reaching SDG goal number 1 of no poverty is proven has helped numbers of families in improving their life chances. However, we would suggest for Felda to improve their major sustainability issues in order to achieve the perfect SDG. We also hope that with the suggestions and alternatives that we have proposed before will help Felda to cater the boycott campaign or the ban of European Union towards Malaysia from oil. From the research, we found out that EU campaign in boycott the Malaysia palm oil is not necessary, as there are plenty of evidences stated that palm oil industry has helped in achieving the SDG. However, in our opinion, Felda still need to strengthen their production method so that the rival or competitors do not have chances in substitute the palm oil with others. That's all from us. Thank you.